today we are going to be watching the disturbing reality of toilet deaths. I have never died yet. I have never used the toilet. And I will never do either. Let's see why.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down because today we're talking about a very embarrassing way to die. Now,
what would be the most embarrassing way to die? I would say maybe vending machine.
Now, if you were to die somewhere, where would you think would be the most embarrassing place you could die? Your room? We've seen that.
No.
Not good. But at the grocery store, people buying some produce and then you pop over dead. I don't know. Probably the most embarrassing place you could
clean up on aisle 2.
Die is on the toilet. You know what I mean?
Ew.
Everyone associates dying on the toilet with Elvis Presley. Who
Yeah, my grandma said that she kissed Elvis Presley and that everybody was jealous. I don't think she was telling the truth, but I can't really ask her now. You can guess why.
Famously died with, like, I don't know, 6,000 pounds of shit in his stomach or whatever. People always talk about it, but it was an interesting thing that was brought to my attention that there are a lot of people of notoriety who have died on the toilet. And today I just wanted to talk about people who've died on the toilet. This doesn't really go any deeper. Don't look into it. I don't have a toilet fetish.
Wait. Ew. Wait, there actually is a fetish for everything. Toilet. Plastic bag, inflation. Oh, I learned about giantess. Some people really like really big women destroying the city, kicking over buildings. I don't know why. Yeah.
Have a stinky doo-doo fetish at all. I just want to talk about people who have died on the toilet. So let's, without further ado, let's do that.
Ew!
I know this isn't.
No! I do not want to be in the splash zone. Is that what it's like to be in the men's restroom? I say this every time, but the only thing I know about the men's restroom is that you guys get the toilet paper like this. Grab it, you put it in the stinky doo-doo water, you throw it on the ceiling, and then you see who gets hit by it later. We do not do that in the women's restroom. We have never, ever, ever done that, but maybe I could start. I could bring the tech over.
The only person just die of a big fat heart attack or drug overdose on a toilet. A lot of famous people do a lot of drugs and then they have to take a shit and then they die while they're taking a shit.
Oh, okay. So it's just like bad timing. Like the timers collided too well. That is sad. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Sign the DARE contract. And to be fair, the DARE contract made it seem like I was going to be offered a lot more free substances than I ever really was. They do not be giving that shit out. Just gonna let you know now.
Like Judy Garland, or Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, who was found dead on the toilet with blood streaming from her mouth after an overdose on pills. Follow the yellow brick road. Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Her lore is actually so sad. I feel horrible for her. I feel bad for anybody who is like a child star because you're basically starting life on extra hard Dark Souls mode.
Right? Also, English novelist Evelyn Waugh died after having a heart attack and then drowning in his toilet.
What?
Did he get?
He must be like, and then fell on his knees. Right, one of those kind of things. And apparently, 11% of all cardiac arrests happen while people are sitting on the toilet.
Oh, maybe because you feel like you really gotta doo-doo caca, but actually it's your heart giving out. But you just really felt like you had to fart and you didn't want to trust it. Or you're pushing way too hard.
Not gonna lie.
Sometimes this is a really inappropriate video, so I'm so sorry for anybody who's listening to this and you think I am the most like delicate, beautiful woman in the entire world. Well, first, thank you. But sometimes you just have to go to the bathroom so bad that the only way to get a level up is you just got to take all your clothes off. And then for some reason it just works. Like you just got to take all the armor off.
That frightens me. Every time I take a now I'm gonna be like, is this it? Is this the time I pass on into the next life? Yes. It might be. But this is because you're straining yourself while trying to poop and it can stress your heart out. And
Told
people
you.
are like, they do that. And let me tell you, I take some rancid shit.
How are we both talking about the nastiest shit at the same time? Oh, and just to scare you a little bit, if you see a crack in your toilet, do not trust it. apparently a lot of people die every year because your toilet, when you sit on it, if it has a crack, could explode and then just shoot shrapnel right up your butthole.
That is how I'm going to die. I can tell you that right now. But
today's video is sponsored by PDS Debt. It's so easy to get into debt. Lord, I know. But getting out of it is a different story.
Wait, I just went to the bank and they told me that my credit was so bad, the only way I can actually raise my credit up is that I have to get a baby credit card. And the way the baby credit card is that you have to put your own money on the baby credit card. Then you can only spend your money on the baby credit card. And you actually are untrusted. I went to the website for the baby credit card and it literally said, this is for babies who cannot be trusted. Screw you. We all hate you. You are actually the worst person to ever exist. Yeah, it's debit card, new game plus.
So many of us are struggling with credit card debt, personal loan, collections, or medical bills. And the system is set up to keep you there.
Yes!
Look, I went to school, took on a bunch of debt, and I wish PDS Debt was around to help me out. If you're currently struggling with debt, PDS Debt may be able to help.
Really?
May be able to help.
Oh. Nah, you don't even trust me. Did you hear about my baby credit card?
PDS Debt provides a service to match you with debt solutions tailored to your financial situation. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies. And the best part is, there's no minimum credit score required. Save more while paying off your debt in just a fraction of the time. Stop waiting and start saving. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/PapaMeat. It only takes 30 seconds.
Wait, if he's Papa Meat, what do I get to be? Mama Crepe? That doesn't even sound good. Mama Puss? Ew. That is disgusting.
That's pdsdebt.com/PapaMeat. pdsdebt.com/PapaMeat. Thank you, PDS Debt, for sponsoring this video. And back to the video.
let's take a look at some of the weirder, more obscure ways people have died on toilets, because we've only scratched the tip of the iceberg.
Ew.
Let's go. First up, I want to talk about Duke Jing of Jin.
No, not Dookie Jing of Jin.
It sounds like I'm being racist, but that's his name. He was the ruler of the state of Jin, one of the most powerful states in ancient China, and he reigned from 599 BC to 581 BC. During his 19th year of ruling, the Duke mysteriously fell ill and died a few months later. According to
Dude, that's like months of suffering. I would just rather be done.
the commentary of Zuo, which is ancient Chinese documents, you fucking losers. Before his death, the Duke dreamed of a great demon with disheveled hair that reached to the ground, beating his breasts.
What?
Sure it was a guy, but he's like
beating his breast.
That's what I did!
His man tits.
Oh, wait. If you drink from your own booba, is that like a power strip plugged into itself? Infinite energy?
The demon blamed the Duke for the death of his descendants and asked God to have him pay the consequences. When the Duke awoke, he called a witch to explain this dream, to which he told him,
I'm not even in defeat, but like, those are pretty nice.
You have not lived to eat this year's new wheat.
Soon after, the Duke fell extremely ill and requested the assistance of a physician for his arrival. The Duke had another dream. It's a lot of dreams with the Dukes here. The Duke
I never dream. I can't even remember my last dream. I think all my teeth fell out. I probably need a spa day.
Duke of Dreams is what we should have called him. This time it was the disease manifesting itself into two boys. Where are we going with this? They taunted the Duke by saying even the best physician wouldn't be able to hurt them, as one was hiding in his heart and the other hiding below his throat.
basically cancer.
He basically had microplastics in his bloodstream when he died. When the physician arrived, he informed the Duke that there was nothing that could be done for him. Yeah, like how they're like, I don't know. It's 581 BC. What do you expect of me? He's like, can I go in for an appointment? They're like, there is no place to go. I come to you. That's what here it is. A few months later, the new wheat harvest season arrived, and the Duke was still alive.
Damn! Wait, he leveled up. He got to the DLC, baby.
Lying witch.
I'm just gonna go back up to that fucking witch and slap her in the face. He ordered
Never trust the witch.
his servants to use some of the wheat to make bread for the Duke to eat. While it was being prepared, they dragged the witch to the baker, showed her the bread, and then executed her on the spot. God!
Oh my God! No! Do not tell a lie ever, 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 and you better put those hot chips up or you will become the hot chip.
Ah, damn! Just as the Duke was getting ready to taste the wheat, he felt bloated, so he went to the loo. I like how he's like, guys,
why is it so
before I eat this bread,
tall?
I have to shit. But unfortunately, he slipped and drowned.
Yeah, apparently he fell into like a pit of
But unfortunately, he slipped in and drowned into a pit of shit. So was he just like hovering over a giant hole in the ground? He's like,
Sometimes in the girls' restroom, people do be hovering. Like, you guys don't do this because you got like man strats, but like girls, we just be like this. And then that way you don't touch your butt to the seat. But then it's actually worse for other people behind you because then you just like leave like a trail of pee-pee. So I would say don't do that.
I imagine right as he walked in, he like slipped on a turd.
fell back in. But the story doesn't end there.
What?
Apparently, the slave who pulled the Duke's body out of the toilet also had a dream that morning about carrying the Duke to heaven. I wonder in the dream if he was covered in
That's
too.
what I wonder.
He's just like the Duke, and he was so stinky. He was covered in some kind of stinky mud. Consequently, the slave was buried alive with the Duke to serve him in the afterlife.
Dude, being born back in the day sucked. Like, you would just die as like a duo queue for no reason at all.
God damn, dude. Do you think the servant, do you think he was stoked about that? Or do you think he was kind of pissed? I mean, he's dreaming about the Duke.
I was gonna say, I think
Wait, he died, but then that guy became his number 2. No pun intended.
what it was is like they said like, why didn't you tell anybody you had this dream? Because then they could have.
Well, we saw what happened to the witch. I think I just keep
Yeah.
it to myself. Next
wouldn't
up, we
talk.
have Arius. Arius was a Christian priest from Alexandria,
Yield slap fight.
Egypt in 256 to 336 AD, and is one of the most controversial figures in early Christian history.
Really?
And Negan's like, what?
I don't know
Arius
any
argued
of
that
the
Jesus, while divine, was not co-eternal with God, the Father, but instead was a created being.
This apparently caused chaos.
Arius said, "Fucking what?" People are like by the Sphinx, like, what did he say? This view condemned Arius as a heretic within the Christian community, so he was excommunicated and exiled in 325 AD. But
If you're exiled, what do? Like, you gotta be bored. It's not like you can just go play Roblox. You have no friends, no grocery store, no parties, nothing.
by 336 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine had ordered Arius to be reinstated into the church. Thank you, Constantine.
He was like persuaded by his followers. He's like, fine, I'll do it.
God damn, fine, I'll do it. Jeez. It's a lot cooler here in Rome before Christianity. On the day of his reinstatement, Arius was walking proudly through the streets of Constantinople when he felt a sudden urge to relieve himself.
I hate when that happens. Actually, the worst time to ever feel like you gotta go poop is whenever you're driving and you know that you're exactly like 20 minutes from the house and you're like, oh my God, I gotta hold it. Oh!
Oh my God. Oh my God, I have to shit. So he rushed to the nearest latrine. I wouldn't put up a picture of a latrine.
Oh, you gotta be getting butthole diseases from this shit. Just straight up bacteria spore all up in your butt.
It's an old toilet. So he rushed to the nearest latrine and fainted after violent relaxation of his bowels.
Okay, I want to know, type of 1 if you would be embarrassed to poop next to your friends, or type of 2 if you would literally not give a shit. I would embarrassed to be pooping with my friends. Okay, we kind of got it split a little bit.
He fainted after he violently shit himself. According to Socrate Scholasticus,
People used to have cool names. My name is just like, that's so boring.
bitter enemy of Arius, his bowels and small intestines hemorrhaged and his spleen and liver bursted out of his body.
How we getting fan art on the toilet? Oh my god!
Causing him to die almost instantly. Is this where you your guts out came from? It is, isn't it? And all of his gutty works just fell out of him. Modern scholars attribute Arius' death may have been a result of poisoning by his opponents. What opponents? What the f? But too many at the time, the fact that Arius died in such a sudden and horrific manner, just before he was to be reinstated, was interpreted by many as an act of divine retribution. I like how they're like, Jesus was fucking pissed. To them, this was proof that Arius' views were indeed heretical, and that God had stepped in to prevent his reintegration into the church.
God, could you like kill me another way, please? Like, at least like let me play one last game of League of Legends.
I think that if God was going to do something like that, it would be more like, be much more grandiose.
I mean, shitting your guts out.
I mean, shitting your guts out, don't get me wrong. I guess to be fair, you're kind of, you're walking me back. If you shit your guts out and somebody finds you with your out and you're like,
hit him with that shit paint supernova.
your entire gutty works are just like hanging there with your tiny little red. You're just like,
hey, it's bigger than average, man. Why he gotta add that in?
then yeah, I guess you would. People would be like, oh, dude, Arius sucks. Look at Arius, dude, just shit his guts out. Look how tiny his dick is. And you're just like, flies and shit going around you, farting, and his like intestines are like slapping. It's like, he's just like,
Oh my God, why?
why, God, why? I guess when I think of God doing something like that, I think of just a guy exploding. Right? You're like, oh.
Wait. There was no. Stay right there. I want to look cool with the explosion behind me. Can you raid my aura? That's probably the oldest person thing I've ever said. Can you raid my aura?
Holy hell. I think of God doing something like that. I think of just a guy exploding. Right? You're like, holy hell.
Okay, did I look cool or what?
Holy shit. Next up, you have JW, aka the Balloon Man. The
What?
Balloon Man.
Ah! Well, his name's not the Balls Man. You don't gotta show me all that.
Ever since birth, JW suffered from gastrointestinal issues, just like Mr. Beast. At the age of 2, he often suffered from irregular bowel movements, constipation, and unusually bloated belly. Yeah, he just looks like he's like fully pregnant. We were like, JW's.
Okay, I do have to say this. Whenever I stream on Twitch, this is for the YouTube Andy's lore drop, I always post in the Discord that I'm about to start stream. And for some reason, every time, at least 30 of you react with the pregnant man reaction. Why do you all want to be pregnant so bad?
Pregnant again. He's like, stop it, guy. Like perfect pregnant. Be like, stop it, guys.
You want
know
the
what's disgusting about
reactions?
pregnant women?
What? Okay, what is he gonna say? Dude, being pregnant and having babies is actually kind of scary. Like, I don't know. That has got to be terrifying. Like, you could just explode.
Is when they're I'm telling you. You know what? God bless all the women who have children, because it's a hard thing. But you know what I don't like is when their belly button gets pushed out and then they get those stretch marks by their belly button as if they're like fucking like splitting at the seam there. That always scares the
I don't want to do that, guys. I got a toothpick waist and a big old dumpy and huge boobies. I don't want that to go away. No.
I mean, because I'm always just like, I don't think it's gonna hold. That's what I used to think as a kid. I was like,
It's gonna explode.
Over the years, the severity of these symptoms worsened, causing his stomach to swell up and become permanently bloated due to
Okay, I have a disgusting question. If you get an X-ray, can they see your poopy? Yes? Really? Oh my god! Ew! I'm like actually 12. Doctors see the nastiest stuff all the time.
The accumulating fecal matter. The boy was blocked up. He's like, I just can't stop eating cheese. JW Velveeta.
I'm gonna give you guys a little recipe to try at your next sports party. Velveeta, Rotel, meat if you like to eat meat, in a crock pot, mix it up, great dip.
What's his name? By the time he reached 16, JW could go up to 1 month without any bowel movements.
A
Brutal.
month?
You think if he it was like...
If he shit, I mean, it's a landslide.
And you think I'm full of shit? Nah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's a chocolate river. You wouldn't want to get into it. Thinking it was a tumor, JW tried to go to the doctor, but he was unable to receive any medical treatment for his condition, as the surgery was deemed too dangerous at the time. I mean, guys, we're talking about, when even is this? What year is this? Oh, the 1800s. Instead, at the age of 20, JW joined a freak show in Philadelphia and was dubbed the Balloon Man and Windbag for his protruding belly. And so help me God, if I start seeing people calling me the Balloon Man or Windbag, I am going to be fucking livid. I can't escape the controlling fire thing. That little son of a bitch at Chick-fil-A has ruined my life, all right? In 1892.
I have a bone to pick with you, Chick-fil-A, now that he brought it up first. What happens if you're a first-time Chick-fil-A-er and then you got people asking for your order before you even look at the menu? Like, you don't even know what they have. That has got to be the craziest pressure of all time.
Less than a decade later, JW was found dead in a bathroom. His final moments were spent attempting to relieve a bowel movement.
He was struggling, dude.
Aww.
People are just like, classic JW. Classic
J.W. Wentworth. I need a shit right now.
Balloon Man. An autopsy revealed that his colon was 8 feet long.
What?
Oh my God. With a circumference of 28 inches and contained 40 pounds of shit.
Oh my God! He must have been the guy that pooped on that bus that got dumped in the river. There is no way they got that much inventory.
He's got the goddamn anaconda from that Ice Cube movie in the 90s. He has that anaconda wrapped up inside of him.
Anaconda.
My anaconda don't want none unless you've got buns, hun.
Anaconda.
He's like, oh, seriously, my stomach hurts. You're like, Balloon Man.
I think during the freak show, people were allowed to come up and touch.
Oh, they definitely are going up and slapping his belly like a bald guy's head. You know what I mean? Oh, I bet it was brutal.
Wait, bald people in chat, I know you're here. Do people actually touch your head? Is that real? Sometimes? No, yes? No, yes? Huh.
Brutal. He's probably just sitting there the whole time like, oh.
You think he liked it?
Oh.
I'm not bald, but yes. What's with the bald stolen valor?
I think he's in pain. You think you like that? His 8-foot megacolon is now on display in Philadelphia at the Mutter Museum. It is stuffed with straw and fabric to simulate what it would look like with poop in it. We gotta go. If you're in Philadelphia, you...
Okay. Philadelphia. You need to sell a neck pillow version of that for people who fly a lot. And then you can use it on the planes and take a nap with a very comforting colon.
Gotta tell me, is the Mutter Museum worth it? Is the Mutter Museum, is it like a freak show museum?
I think so.
Oh,
scientific, yeah, it's like scientific oddities.
Oh, scientific oddities. They better have a fucking thing that you can go up and like press it. That's what they should have done with it. You see the megacolon, you're like, that's what it looks like, but then they have like a fake like silicone thing you can like press your face up against it. It must have been so hard.
Oh yeah. Well, his shit had to be hard too. You gotta.
Oh my God, it fossilized inside of him. You'd have to assume. I wonder if he did it feel like he was now broken glass, hard chunks of like that, like rocks and pebbles. Oh.
I was gonna say.
This is the video where he keeps going.
Say his colon was 28 centimeters wide, so his shit was, yeah.
How wide do you think his asshole was? Your colon goes to your asshole, right? So if you're getting stretched up that much, you're stretching. Do you think he was always just crowning? I don't know, a little burnt baby's head just right there at the top. He's in there scooping out with his hands.
Straight up snapping turtle.
Fucking disgusting. At the time, Jade Baby's condition was a medical mystery, but now it is believed that he suffered from congenital megacolon or Hirschberg's disease. Hirschsprung's
That has got to be
disease.
painful.
Why can't they just be like, it's fucking the stiff colon disease? You know what I mean? Why don't you just call it stiff colon? Well, it's congenital megacolon or Hirschsprung's disease. I'm dyslexic. I can't read. I can't talk. I'm going to be mute for the rest. This is a condition where the nerve fibers fail to develop in your colon, making the colon unable to move waste to the intestines and rectum. That'd be brutal,
Ow.
dude.
You think he was, like reaching up into his colon, like,
You would,
pulling
if he is crowning from his asshole, which he definitely was. A 28, I mean, that's insane. Think about how much it was stretched towards the end. His asshole was definitely, he had that
So he like never dropped the payload?
red cauliflower probably sticking out. If it was me and that, if I was like, it won't come out, I would dig. You'd be calling my ass shit.
Yeah. I can fix that.
Pile of buff and holes, dude. Bro, I'd be digging up a hole. For real. Moving on. Good God. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Ahmed. Ahmed? I'm American. What the hell's that? What is that name? It was a
He is not helping people who always get shamed for being American. I like drinking my Budweiser, driving my truck, going to Buc-ee's after I'm done eating my sugar pecans. I go up to Whataburger, get me a Patty Melt and a Mega Gulp Dr. Pepper and enjoy my evening.
founder of the Islamic religious movement in India. And Ghulam claimed he could hear revelations from God and claimed that he was Mahdi, which is savior, a reincarnation of the Prophet Muhammad and also Jesus Christ and the Hindu god Krishna. He was just all of them. That's a lot. So you can just be like, I'm
it's a
Muhammad.
lot
You're
of
like, oh my God. You're like,
responsibility.
I'm also Krishna. You're like, what? And I'm Jesus Christ. What? And in 1907.
Yeah, he's multi-classing. Bro playing Final Fantasy.
He apparently received several revelations from angels informing him of his imminent death. Fucking put Jesus in the window.
It's yow.
Oh, Mirza, is that you? Then in 1908, Mirza died from a series of severe... Mirza died from a series of severe diarrhea. What does that even mean? A series of severe diarrhea.
It's a trilogy of doo-doo caca. You just thought it was going to end, but they just kept dragging it out for the revenue.
Apparently he so much, he became so weak, he couldn't get up.
Oh my God!
Oh, can you imagine, like, you're so much that you're like the fucking little alien in Men in Black in that little seat? Also, was he eating while he was shitting? Is that how he kept, like, because, like, if you, let me tell you, I've had some sloppy Joe before, weird.
Dude, it's the worst when you really have to, like, you're really sick and you gotta poo-poo and you also gotta throw up and then you have to, like, pick. And you're like, oh my God. Yeah, it's like musical chairs.
Just like, I have nothing left to give. But to shit yourself so much to where you couldn't even get up, what happened? There's no way it was just due to the diarrhea. By the time of his death, he had gathered over 400,000.
Find the bucket. Wait, why was I playing on hard mode? Okay, sometimes I just not be thinking. Like, you actually just changed my life.
Followers.
It's blasphemy to say that he died on the toilet.
It's blasphemy to say he died on the toilet?
Yeah, that's why I didn't put it in.
Wait, so are people saying... Oh, now we said it here. Okay. Well, good. Well, now at least you got me to say a fucking blasphemous act, dude. Thanks. So he had actually... People were just like, you are Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in India. He was huge.
Really?
He's huge in India.
He was the person who brought Islam to India.
Damn.
Wow.
I just want to know, has there been any speculation of, did he have a disease of some kind?
Well, that's also blasphemy.
Oh, it's called dysentery. Wait, isn't that the thing that happens in that game that old people play? What is that? Oregon Trail?
I was gonna say he did have a disease.
So we can't have a conversation without it being blasphemy. So I can't say you had a disease, that's blasphemy, but I can say you shit yourself to death.
He was so weak from his shits.
He was so weak from his shits that what?
He died.
So he shit himself to death. I like how it's like a fucking Pokemon, like HP counter. He's so weak, he fainted, and he just never awoke again.
Well, I think it's because it's just like...
Yeah, the Facebook Andes are gonna cancel him for that one.
like people are arguing that
See you in a
it's
week,
humiliating
boys.
to die on the toilet, but it's fine. It's a natural way to die if you shit yourself and you're weak from shitting yourself.
Really?
I went to like 3 websites that were all saying this.
I went to 3 different Wikipedia pages. No more blasphemous acts for me. You know what I say? No, I'm not good. I'm moving on. I'm moving on from this son of a bitch. Next up, we have Godfrey the
Not that had been blasphemous.
Hunchback. What are these characters you're telling me about here? Godfrey the Fourth, aka the Hunchback, was Duke of Lower Lorraine from 1069 until his death in 1076. He was the eldest son of Duke Godfrey the Bearded and Duchess Doda.
My CD honey dun dun, let's play a little dun dun.
No, not Dota, Doda. It is kind
Dude, I wanted to learn how to play Dota because I played a lot of League of Legends. But the problem is that it's harder. And then also, I think there's supposed to be like a little donkey that carries your items. And if somebody were to kill my little donkey, I would actually mentally implode.
of funny that the dad's like the bearded, and yeah, the son who's just like the fucking hunchback, the freak. The hunchback, even back then, that's got to be a fucking. There's no way people were like, you're the hunchback. Hey! That's got to be an insult, right? You're like a freak.
So the funny
That's why they call me Barry the Beautiful, Barry the Great, Barry the Funniest, Barry the Coolest.
thing is, every time they like reference him, they're saying like, "Oh, Godfrey, he was a great guy, great leader. It was just he was a freak with his hunchback. He was weak."
He was such a nice guy. Unbelievable. He was a freak. Didn't like looking at him. He smelt bad. Wouldn't go near him. But goddamn was he nice. He's like, thank you. Despite his small stature and hunchback, Godfrey was a respected leader with a great mind and gained several military victories.
Oh my god, he had a great mind and he was a cool dude, but he's still remembered for being short and having a hunchback. No!
Right, dude. One of these accomplishments was driving out Count Dirk V out of Muis Istria. Estuary. Muis Estuary in 1070. You guys remember that?
Estuary is where the fish get it on, and then that's where they have the baby eggs, and that's where they leave and eventually become adult fish. Did I remember that right? That's like, yeah, that's like the freaky fish place. I think. I just made that up. I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Also, thank you, Toxic, for the 100 bits! Bury the crepe flat. Lies. Slander.
That one, right? Godfrey the Hunchback, he did that. 6 years later, Dirk wanted revenge. So he plotted an assassination attempt against Duke Godfrey the Hunchback. During the night, Duke had retired because of a natural need. You know, take a shit. So he went to an outhouse to relieve.
Oh, look, it has a heart on it. Oh, it's because if you eat beans, it's good for your heart, and it's also good for the fart.
Himself. That's when a servant of Dirk named Giselbert, who waited for hours underneath the toilet, the latrine, stabbed Godfrey in the ass with a spear or a dagger.
Is that what it feels like to get a prostate exam?
It's like that. 7 days after the attack, Godfrey passed away from his injuries.
Here's some pictures. There's a few, debates on whether he died.
Why is this drawn like a Sunday comic in the newspaper? Which is ironic because he probably would have been reading the newspaper on the toilet.
Illustrated these.
They hit people illustrated. I like, is that him like farting? You know, actually, I don't know why more people don't get assassinated on the toilet. That's a perfect place to get assassinated,
Yeah.
I would think. Pants.
Ass-inated. I mean, it's already got 2 asses in it. Might as well add a third.
Around your ankles. One other time, someone's like, oh, they're most vulnerable when you're taking a I'll share you're also the most inquisitive. I think people think about some real while they
Yeah.
I think about my
I have my best ideas in the shower, which is why I never come up with anything.
mortality a lot when I'm shitting. I think it's just because you're expelling something from your body and you're just like, well, that's gone. When am I going to be gone?
Okay, look, probably back in the day, you would think about stuff while you were going to the bathroom, and you would have good ideas, but nowadays, I know you guys be in there. What's good on Reels? Not funny. I'll get out of here once I get 2 that make me laugh in a row. Nah, that wasn't funny either. No, like 3 more. I know a good one's coming.
I'm usually on my phone.
Yeah, well, I'm on my phone too, but I'm just like,
That's what I said.
you kind of catch yourself in that loop, so you go back to it. It's like a Chinese guy begging on TikTok.
Have you ever had
What?
they had their legs up on the toilet?
Oh, I actually call those the crowners. It's unfucking believable. You're like, oh, it feels like you're being fucking split in half. No, you like.
They need a device on the toilet that comes out like a little robot hand and it spreads your butt so the poop comes out.
You can tell it's like halfway out. You're like, and then finally it drops. You're like, Also, I feel a little like widened up after it happens, like an old like moonshine jug. That's what it feels like.
Hey baby, I can tell you just took a poo-poo. Let me come blow on it, cool you off a little bit.
Like, dude, let's talk about other assassination attempts on the toilet. Oh, damn it. Like King Edmund Ironside in 1016. 10s are a rough year for people on toilets, dude. During this time in England, there were strong tensions between the Danes and the English people. And after a
Back in the day, you had no peace. You had nothing to do. You were probably fighting for your life or you were already dead.
devastating defeat on the Battle of Assanden. Assanden? Ass? There's ass in that. What goes on the toilet? Your asshole. Edmund was forced.
Wait. The hole? How big is your hole?
To sign a treaty that stated if the King of Danes, Knut, is it Knut? Nut? I'm just saying nut. Or King Edmund would die, then their kingdom would revert to the others. Suspiciously, just a few months later, Edmund was assassinated on the toilet. There are a few different accounts of his death. Some say that Edmund's general, Eric, stabbed him in the genitals while hiding in the bathroom. How are people so like sneakily getting into these bathrooms? They're
like, are there no guards at the toilet?
just like, you know,
what was that? You got a Poseidon's kiss into the river? If you're that far up, the backsplash has got to be insane.
There's like, I beat Tenchu Z like 6 times. It's going to be a huge shout out. Someone's going to be like, Tenchu Z. You ever play that game?
No.
You ever play Tenchu? Another account says he was killed by a booby-trapped crossbow that was hidden in the cesspit, which doesn't mean they just fucking shot up at his asshole. Who went down there and put that in? He's like covered in He's just like, the trap is placed, sir. Thank you. Move on. The most common theory was that he was stabbed by a sword or spear in his bowels, in his belly. You know what? I prefer to think about the booby-trapped crossbow that shot a bolt up his ass.
Sense Fortress in the bathroom is crazy.
And killed him. Dude, you must feel pretty accomplished if you came up with that trick. Also,
yeah, he got duty trapped. That was funny.
Back then, too, seeing that wound must have been insane. There's like covering his cheeks and his thighs or whatever. Because you know he's probably like, oh.
Dude, think about it like this. If you didn't kill him by putting an arrow up his butthole, you definitely gave him a disease from the doo-doo caca coming up and into the wound that you made on his butt. So either way, you get poison damage, so he dies eventually, or he dies from the initial impact.
Because he probably, if you got hit in the with a bolt, you'd probably initially be like, oh, and you'd stand up a bit, and then the would fall down on your inner thighs, and it would be all over your feet and stuff. Just a really stinky affair. Or there's the Japanese warlord Uesugi Kenshin, whose death is shrouded in mystery and speculation. He was one of the most powerful daimyos of the Sengoku period and earned the nickname Dragon of Ichigo.
That is pretty cool. What do you guys call me? The Dragon of Reacto?
Pretty sick. For his military genius and feats on the battlefield. You know what we never talk about? I've never really learned about Nobunaga. I always thought that name was sick. Pretty sure he's like a samurai warlord. He was also, the only reason I even knew about him when I was a kid is because he's also another video game shout out, Onimusha.
Wait! Didn't he just announce something with Onimusha?
Nobunaga was a demon warlord, but he was a real guy. I thought that was kind of fucked up when I found out about it. Because it's like, oh, that's a made up guy. They're like, no, he's real. I was like, that's kind of fucked up. You made him like a demon or whatever. I have no idea. He might be evil. People in the comments sure will know. Oh yeah, Nobunaga. Yeah, I know Nobunaga. On April 19th, 1570.
How do you guys always know everything, by the way? Like, if you ever feel like you really want to get corrected, just post a YouTube video and somebody's gonna call you an idiot.
You don't know who Nobunaga is? Loser.
He died on the toilet at the age of 48. The most accepted theory is that he died of stomach cancer, as it was reported that he had stomach aches for 5 days and was constantly on the toilet until his death. I hate to say this, but see, that's a little more.
No.
If you're gonna shit yourself to death that way, I like that more than the guy who's just like, yeah, he shit himself to death, and you can't say anything else, or it's blasphemy. I like how these guys are like, he probably had fucking cancer, and that's why he shit himself. And you're like, oh, that makes sense. The other
That's
people,
sad.
You can't fucking say shit, dude. You can't say shit. We're throwing in some zingers today. But some speculate that a ninja hid in the cesspit below and pierced his anus with a katana while on the toilet. What is with people's speculation that people have to always be hiding in a goddamn cesspit, dude? He's like,
That is a shitty job. Just straight up whiffing farts all day waiting for the guy. Imagine somebody comes up. Oh, I'm ready. This is the guy in below, by the way. I'm just acting. That's not his asshole. That's not him. Next.
probably had cancer because he had the stomach aches, right? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's probably the ninja in the cesspit with the katana, right? That shouldn't even be a speculation because was there a piercing wound? And if so, then why was that not people's first assumption? Yeah.
Can you imagine somebody tries to like spear your asshole and you like Makiri counter it? Damn it, he's good.
I mean, what the fuck?
I think at the time, because right after they waged like a huge war against their enemies, so I think it was propaganda.
Oh, is it
from either side? I think from them, they're like they killed.
Yeah, we did it. James First of Scotland. Well, not.
Okay, if somebody painted a picture of me like this, I would ask them to redo it. Like, not to be that guy, but like, I don't like it. Can you go again?
Exactly dying on the toilet, James was ambushed by assassins while staying at the Church of Blackfriars in Perth. Trying to escape, James used iron tongs and pried open the planks of his chamber's floor.
Oh, that was my bad. I thought he was gonna use that for something else.
And went down a sewage passage that led to the cesspit of his castle sewer. And unfortunately, James had forgotten that he had ordered his men to block the drain with stones because he kept losing his tennis balls down the drain.
He's a golden retriever.
While this was happening, one of the maidens, Catherine Douglas, that's like a fucking American name, used her arms to bar the door closed.
Damn. They keep painting her sleigh. Like, look at her. Oh my God. What a woman.
Against the assassins to buy James some time. Eventually, the assassins
No,
burst.
me next. Wait, what? Back, I say. Back. I'll save you.
The door, breaking her arm in 2 places, thus giving her the nickname Cat Barless.
She can keep the job. I don't want it anymore.
Eventually, James is discovered in the sewage drain and was hacked to pieces.
What the hell?
Do you think they fucking cut him up in the sewage drain? God damn. Many people were glad to see James dead as they considered him a greedy tyrant. Ironically, his descendants James IV died of a violent attack of dysentery, which is just shitting yourself.
Oh my God. So many people died to pooping back in the day. Like, thank God we patched that.
James was just down in the sewer like...
That's a comedic moment where he's like trying to get the...
Okay.
That James was just down in the sewer like...
If I ever see a sewer like this, I just think of that old witch in the back and Dark's just went, hey, you, get out of here. Get out of here.
That'd be a good comedic moment where he's like trying to get the stones and then a tennis ball floats by and he's like, oh, of course.
He's like... Oh, there you go, okay. Just the idea of a guy getting hacked in a sewer pipe is just like so funny to me. I don't know why. Like they hacking away at this guy. Erfurt latrine disaster. So many fucking latrines. I like how if it was in the 19th century where we had fucking toilets, it was just people just like, yeah, they got fucking high and they died of a heart attack. Back then, it's like, it was a latrine and a cesspit. There was a ninja in a cesspit. Sometimes it's not just one person who dies on the toilet, but many. And one of the most...
Oh my God. Why was he going for a multi-kill?
Kill-tacular.
Most infamous cases was the Erfurt latrine disaster. On July 26, 1184, Henry VI, King of Germany, held an informal assembly at the Cathedral Provostry in Erfurt on the second story. Man, I bet second story shitters back in the day were rough. Like,
I know I said it earlier, but the splashback.
the pipe's supposed to go all the way up there? He's like, yes, okay. All of the nobles across the Holy Roman Empire were invited to the meeting to mediate a land dispute between a noble and an
Ye old toe sucker?
archbishop. Just as the assembly was about to start, the wooden floors in which the nobles were sitting broke under the stress, and the attendees fell down through the first floor into the cesspit below.
No, apparently they broke through the second and first floor.
They broke through two.
Oh my god! They got Mortal Kombat! Stage changing!
Floors. Oh, okay. So they did like a Tom and Jerry skit going down the little Looney Tunes action. Anywhere between 60 to 100 people were either crushed or drowned and suffocated by the fumes of the King Henry VI avoided the fall and survived because he was seated on a stone alcove built into the wall. Like I was like watched them all like fall. He's like, okay. I don't know. The idea of dying on the toilet is, I think it gets a bad rep. It seems like a lot of great people in history have died on the toilet. And to me, it'd be an honor. If you find out that I died on the toilet, don't laugh. And don't feel
I would never. I hate laughing.
sorry for me because I joined a great ranking of other human beings who did the same. And I think that they're not cowards.
What's the song I'm thinking of where it goes, and I'm on the toilet, I hope you destroy it. I think I just made that up.
I think you're a coward.
Me?
Not the viewer.
No.
Me?
Do you want
No. Double it and give it to the next guy. You're a coward. Not me. You.
to die on the toilet?
No.
You're a coward.
I don't want my fucking cock like shriveled up and like.
Dude, why would I give a
What?
fuck if I'm dead?
It's called my legacy, dude.
What legacy?
Wait a second. If you have a really, really big wee-wee, do you have to like only pee while the toilet's flushing so you don't touch the water? Wait, what do you do with the hose? I never thought about that. No, I mean if you're pooping. Like, do you gotta like tie it and like throw it over your shoulder? What the hell? I never thought about this. Which is also like kind of on the same thing where I talked about before, where if you ride a bike, like where do you put your huevos?
Like, do you pick a side? Or do you sit on them?
What legacy are we going to have besides being like they made like we got 2 years left, maybe a year left of good shit. We got to get all the stuff we want to do out now while the iron's hot, or else, I mean, it's done. All these people watching these videos, this little fucking gravy train is not running forever. Let me tell you that right now. So I just want to say, you know what? If you guys died on the toilet, I would give you a nice salute and I'd say, God bless. You joined a rank of beautiful, beautiful human beings. And at least you probably didn't die with a ninja stabbing your ass or somebody hiding in your bathroom.
True.
Now, if you find out that I got shot on the toilet, that's when you should be like, oh, because that's a new age ninja. But
Yeah.
that's all I got for today.
And there's no parry to a gun, which is sad because somebody could just shoot you and then you just have to accept it. It's not like you can like, pew!
You know, stay safe shitting, my friends. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
This is Animal Crossing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you're new here, make sure to come by the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/BerryCrepe, or use code Berry for 10% off your gamer subs order because it helps me out, and one day I could get a booba cup. I hope you have a great evening. Berry out!